continuing with the metallurgy chapter. Today we will be discussing about the extraction of copper from copper pyrites. Some reactions I have already written here. Now previous 2 days I guess this chapter is continuing. I don't know how many of you are really watching this inorganic chapter. But I hope you all are doing organic part very nicely. You are solving organic problems, especially transformation based problem, distinguishing chemically problem. That is not only learning the equation but also application, because inorganic is a very straightforward type of part. Like we do not have much applications over here. What we have learned, that questions come directly. But in case of organic or in case of physical, there you need to have application part from the theory part as well. So there I know little bit of more effort is needed, but parallelly from here which are important I am just highlighting. I am not going in very detail from inorganic part because inorganic is already a very vast genre. So better if I focus on whatever the part which is needed, so you can focus on those parts only. So coming to the copper extraction, starting from copper pyrites. Initially copper pyrite CuFeS2, that is a sulfide ore. It is a basic purification is done by froth flotation methods, and then for the concentration of the ore, reactions are like this at the beginning stage. Burning of the oxygen when we are getting Cu2s, Fes and SO2, which on further reaction FeO, CuO and Cu2s is generated. At high temperature Cu2s and Fes, this mixture is called matte. So this is a short question, what is matte in the copper extractions. So this mixtures along with the matte is sent to the blast furnace where it is treated further using silica. Now when silica we are adding, the silica is reacting with Fes to form ferrosilicate FeSiO3, that forms slag which goes out and we separate out the slag, and we are having now Cu2s and which is oxidized, and then self reduction process is happening. Cu2s reacts with oxygen to form some part Cu2O and SO2, but some part of the Cu2s gets oxidized to form Cu2O, but other parts remain as cuprous sulfides. So here Cu2s and Cu2O, they are reacting with each other to form metallic copper. In this case we are not adding any reducing agent from outside. So as the initial oxidation, the partial oxidation process is giving us two types of compounds, and both of them are reacting with each other to reduce the copper by themselves. So this part is called self-reduction, and then we get copper and sulfur dioxide. Once the copper is obtained here at a very high temperature, remember the temperatures everywhere is very high. So when the copper is formed in quite a molten stage, and sulfur dioxide, as you can see, it's a byproduct. So sulfur dioxide start coming out from the molten copper in forms of bubbles. So their small holes are obtained on the copper, giving a formation of a blister. So that as sulfur dioxide coming out from the molten copper and the blister type of texture it gives, a formation it gives, it's called blister copper. So it's another short question like matte, copper matte, what is the composition of copper matte or composition of matte. So that is one question. What is the slag here? That is a question, short question. And also this one, what is blister copper? That is also a short question that comes in generally compulsory part. And this part, extraction part, optional part. Actually we do not have optionals part, we have internal choices part. That part we have this reactions. Now once copper is obtained here, it is further through pooling, it is purified. We will come to the purification in the next class. And for copper further means final purification is done by electrorefining. So that's about the copper extraction. Next we have aluminium extraction. Aluminium extraction's basic chemical method, that is leaching, by which we are obtaining pure Al2O3, that is alumina from the bauxite, that already we have discussed. That is a bit different. Bit different means bit of additions are there in this class 12, that reaction with silica and reaction of silica with I think you have that impurities reaction with silica, that is Al2O3, sodium hydroxide and silica reaction. Because when we are adding sodium hydroxide to bauxite, there not only alumina, silica is also an amphoteric substance. As it is an amphoteric compound, so they will react with sodium hydroxide as well. Then formation of complexes and from there obtaining of aluminium oxide. Now the second part, that is the Hall-Herold's process. The initial part was Bayer's process. and Hall's process. Second part was Hero's process. In this part, as you know, that joining those electric rods, and then has addition of trialite fluorspar, making the molten alumina more conducting and fusible at 950 degrees centigrade instead of 2070 degrees centigrade, and then electrolysis process, obtaining aluminium at the cathode and oxygen at anode, and at the further purification in the Hoops process in the similar way by adding different fluorides like calcium fluoride, aluminium fluoride with the molten aluminium to obtain 99.9% of aluminium that you had in class 10. And once again this part is there, but the leaching part is more important as you have little bit of addition over there. So copper extraction, and you revise the aluminium extraction once again. Read the copper extraction if possible. I'm not giving very detailed because already you are with organic, you are continuing with organic and physical chapters, so too much of load I don't want to give. So every day some bit part I will be highlighting, whichever needed I will be highlighting. So if you at least give 10 to 15 minutes to this part, so at least these parts if you read, you will be okay in the examination. Take care, keep studying, and bye.